Assalamualaikum and good day to Dr. Nur Anita. My name is Muhammad Asuni Zambi Hamsani, 835668. And as for today, I would like to present on the assignment 2. And I was assigned on area 6, which is the Reclamation and Coastal Development Project. So in this case, present a classic management dilemma of a state government that approved a massive coastal reclamation project that promised significant economic growth and job opportunities. However, the environmental groups warned that this project could permanently damage marine ecosystem and severely reduce fish stock for future generations. So, as a future corporate leader, I will analyze this issue through the interconnected lenses of law, ethics, and CSR. Okay, let us first establish the legal baseline in Malaysia regarding the massive coastal reclamation project. Is strictly governed by the Environmental Quality Act 1974, which is under this act, developer mandated to submit an environmental impact assessment EIA form to the Department of Environment before any works begin. So the legal implication if they ignore this law are severe. If they proceed with the project without the approval, they will face heavy statutory fines, immediate stop work order, and potential criminal liability for the board of directors. In terms of business perspective, legal non-compliance doesn't just harm the environment, it completely destroys the investor confidence and interrupt project operation, turning an economic opportunity into a disaster of financial liability. Moving beyond the law, we must ask ourselves, is it ethically justifiable to prioritize short-term economic development over long-term environmental protection? So, through the lens of utilitarianism, which seeks the greatest good for the greatest number, prioritizing the economies at the cost of permanent ecological damage is unethical. The short-term wealth generated for a few developers does not outweigh the permanent loss of livelihood for thousands of local fishermen and destruction of biodiversity. Furthermore, should future generations be considered stakeholder in environmental decision-making? From my perspective, yes, absolutely. In modern ethical management, we apply the principle of intergenerational equity, which is future generations are silent stakeholders. They will inherit the damaged marine ecosystem and reduce fish stock. Therefore, making decisions that rob them of natural resources is fundamentally unethical. To contextualize this in terms of Malaysian, we can look at recent Malaysian example. For example, the Silicon Island project at Penang. Such reclamation project face immense public pushback if the environmental and social impacts are ignored. So, to minimize environmental damage and to build sustainable practice, the developer must implement CSR initiative. From the operational perspective, they should install advanced curtain to prevent sediment from suffocating coral reef, and then fund marine habitat restoration program such as artificial reefs, and establish a comprehensive socio-economic compensation and reskilling program for the local fishermen whose livelihoods are disrupted. So to conclude this presentation, a successful and sustainable business practice cannot just rely on the economic metrics alone. We should look at the three fundamentals of law, provide the compulsory baseline, ethics provide the moral compass to protect future generations, and CSR translate these values into actionable corporate strategies. By balancing all the three perspectives, developers ensure that economic growth today does not become an ecological disaster tomorrow. That's all from me for the presentation. Thank you.